Hello, 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 everybody. I'm the Network King Lee Williams here. So we're just going to get right into this and just get moving, get going. Um, Looking forward to this because I want some things I want to discuss and talk about here. And I know we were talking, put a post up earlier. Let me go ahead and say this real quick. Today. Welcome here to this podcast. I want to talk about youth basketball tournaments. So that's what we want to talk about here on that part, youth basketball tournaments, to get a little feedback here from people and talk a little bit. Uh, just kind of see where we at here and talking here on this part. So welcome everybody. Welcome. So we're gonna get things started, get things rolling here, and I want to talk about youth basketball. We're gonna talk about youth travel sports, uh, youth basketball tournaments. A lot of things. I put a post in the youth Tri Cities basketball group page to have a little bit of a discussion here. What things can be done better for tournaments? Um, Oh, man, I'm looking forward to everybody. Want to get some constructive criticism, your opinions, your constructive thoughts, constructive criticism, and let's all be open. Let's communicate. Let's talk. Because there's a lot of ins and outs that people don't know. So I am going to talk about that because there's a lot of ins and outs that people don't know. And there's a lot of assumptions that happen. There's a lot of talking that goes on behind the scenes that people don't discuss that probably need to be discussing that stuff there. I mean, I've had the opportunity to kind of see a few different things, a few different ways, and work on things at a few different levels, and in a few different ways on stuff. For instance, I'm a basketball trainer, skills and drills trainer. I'm also a basketball coach for youth travel basketball, and done youth basketball tournaments. Put together some the ones around here. My first was around here a couple of times. I have done some before many years ago. Done events, productions, and stuff like that. And I'm just going to tell you, there's some things about youth basketball um, that I'm going to say, it's and some of it kind of relates into almost like in the music field with um, music concert events, shows, artists, and stuff like that. Fans and all this stuff in that part. And I got a chance to go through and, I put a post out so we can get people kind of talking and kind of see some things, find out, see what people thought about some stuff, their opinions on things, uh, and definitely, want to just let some things know. Um, and I'll message somebody back real quick, but I'm definitely going to get on here and talk. All right, so yeah, I'm back here, but we gonna talk a little bit and really go into this talk here. And I've discussed this too as well. Yeah, this is something I definitely want to talk here. Uh, I'm gonna go out here with this. And I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna say this because one thing I believe in. I try to be forthcoming, open to everybody, and I'm trying to do things a little bit different because with basketball tournaments and with stuff like that, I've seen a lot of things, heard a lot of things, not just from a tournament that we just had recently, but just from years. Because I know people have had things, issues where older kids playing in younger divisions. So say for instance, like eighth grade playing in fifth grade, sixth grade division. Parents fussing, coaches fussing, people arguing, and y'all never hear from tournament directors. I know times it's like a lot of y'all never hear from tournament directors. And people say, well, where's the directors at? Why won't they say anything? Why won't they, voice their thoughts on their opinion to stuff on there? So, and I've been one, and I've told everybody, I want to be open with you all. I want to talk with you all. I want to, be able to communicate and listen to what you all are saying. And if y'all hear me out, I hear you out, vice versa. I hear y'all out, you hear me out. So it's not a one-way street thing. It's not it's something where we all can work on doing better. And I feel like that one of the things that I try to do, being a tournament director, co-tournament director, however you want to say it, I try to listen to everybody that takes some stuff in, and I go out and I sit and watch games. I don't just go stand up against the wall away from everybody. I don't go stand, in one area. I actually maneuver myself to where I go sit in the stands with the fans. Um, on both sides. So I go sit with whoever the home team is, parents up there, and I go sit around with opposing the away teams, parents and family and friends and fans are. Because that way I can kind of hear and watch the game. And, not only watching the game, I get to hear some of the stuff of what's being said. So what's being said. Um, and I'm going to start with this as I'm talking on this. It's youth basketball. Youth basketball. Now, parents, for some of y'all to be yelling on the court to say, punch the kid in the face, knock him out, knock his teeth out, and all of that stuff, that's uncalled for. Regardless of how mad you are at the ref, regardless of how mad you are at the coaches of the other organization, um, that is a wrong major hate for anybody. And I've heard that from some fans come out of some mouths from some people, and that's wrong. So that's something that coaches need to talk to their parents and the teams about, because it should never resort to that. Never. Never. These are kids. Now I get it. Sometimes some of these kids get on the court, you get some that play a little more physical than others. That's something where the refs have to control that. But also in two, coaches, you have to control that as well and talk to your kids, pull them out, pull them to the side, have a conversation. But it should never get to the point where a parent is saying punch a kid in the mouth, hit him, knock his teeth out, or this, that, whatever else. It's youth basketball, y'all. Youth basketball. Or any sport, youth sports, it should not be that way. If you hate parents and you hate teams that bad, then parents, if you got to act that way, you probably need to stay in the car or just drop your kid off and let your kid play the game. Because when you start talking like that, let me tell you what, you're not just embarrassing yourself, you're embarrassing your organization and you're embarrassing your kid. I said, you can be mad at me, y'all can hate me. I'm saying it, and that's that part there. So I'm gonna move on to the next piece. And anybody who wants to join in on this conversation, if you want to join in and get on here on the stream, I'll let you come on the stream. We can talk because I'm here to talk to coaches, the parents. If it's other tournament directors out there, you can talk to me too. Come on in. We'll have a conversation. And I really want to talk on a few things on this part. Now, I will address some things about tournament that I had that came up in going on and stuff like that. So I know there's been a lot of things people have asked about, and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to do a public apology to someone, and I'm going to do a public apology to this because a gentleman came up to me during the game, and I messaged him in the public, did a public apology to him in message just now because I know they're new to it. And he asked me a question, and the way the question was asked, it came about wrong. I misunderstood it, and if I'd have knew it the right way, I would have answered him differently. So, and here, this is it. I'm going to say this, Cody Henry. I want to apologize to you publicly because I misunderstood something you asked me the other day during the tournament. The way I took what you were asking me, the gentleman asked the question: can a seventh grader play in a fifth grade game? Can a seventh grade play in a fifth grade game? Which I thought you said, can a seventh grade play in a fifth grade division? I said no. I said no, they can't do that. That's not allowed. They can't do that. What I didn't realize what he was actually wanting to ask was, can a seventh grader play with a fifth grade team that is playing in a middle school division? With it being said, that yes, the child can play because it's middle school division. Middle school division would be sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade is middle school. And there are some fifth grade teams that play up. So, with that being said, a seventh grader can play in a middle school division because in middle school divisions, there are sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, which of course you do have some fourth grade teams, some fifth grade teams play up and play in middle school division tournaments. So I do want to extend an apology for you, and I'm seriously, I want to apologize to you. I apologize to your message, and I want to apologize here to you publicly because I misunderstood the question the way it was asked. That's how I thought you were asking it. So, and someone contacted me to let me know. They were like, "Hey, if somebody asked you a question today, and I was there when you said it, and I think maybe you misunderstood it, and maybe the way it was explained, that you kind of took it that way, and I get how you took it, but please, just want to let you know how it is, and so I'm personally apologizing to you, brother. I mean, nothing but love. Anything I can do for you, helping you with tournaments, because I know you're new to the tournaments, trying to grow and build, and anything that I can do to help you, please contact me. Let me know because I'm about trying to help all of these youth and all of these kids and everything in what we do. Now, and I know if I'm correct, the team that you had a sixth grade team in the tournament, and you did play against a seventh grade team. That was a seventh grade team that was in it from another place in there, and there was a couple of seventh grade teams in there, and there was one eighth grade girls team, which was a made up team of an eighth grade girls team, and there was a seventh grade girls team and a fifth grade girls team that played up in that division on there as well. So I do want to clarify that deal there on that part. And I do apologize to you. My fault for misunderstanding it. And I want to apologize to you. So I'm going to move forward to some other things here as well and talk on some stuff also. Because there's a lot of things that people, don't understand. And this is where clarity needs to come in on stuff as we talk on some things here so that you all can know on this part. Um, in basketball tournaments, majority tournaments have rules, regulations, this, that, whatever else. And with that being said, this is one thing I recommend to everybody. As organizations, the organization owners should always look at the rules of the tournament. You should always get the rules, the eligibility, and all this stuff of the tournament. Now, the organization owners should also make their coaches look at the rules and the regulations of the tournaments, the age groups, the age divisions, all that stuff, and everything on that part. Now, coaches, what is good to do? And this is just a recommendation. You don't have to do it. This is just a recommendation. Reason why I'm getting ready to say this. Let me go ahead and tell you what I'm saying here. Coaches, it will be good for you to have a parent meeting and go over the rules and the regulations with your parents. With your team parents. And here's the reason why. At the tournament, a parent ran and said something to a coach. Coach reacts off of that parent's reaction, approaches the situation. And the situation was the parent said, "I saw this player playing with another team in this tournament. They can't play on two teams." But here's the thing. In most tournaments, and in tournaments that I've been in tournaments that I've done, a player can play in two separate divisions. They can play in two separate divisions. However, they cannot play in the same division on two separate teams. Did you hear what I just said? A player can play in two separate divisions. So if I have a third grader. And if that third grader is talented enough to play up in a fifth grade, that third grader can play in a third grade division and play in a fifth grade division. Now, let me let everybody know here. Now, a fifth grader cannot come and play in a third grade division, but a third grader can come up and play in the fifth grade division, and then they can come right back and play in their third grade division. A parent ran and said this player played in another division, they can't play this. See, that ain't the rules. That means the parent didn't read the rule book. And this is where it comes in handy for y'all to look at the eligibility, look at the rules and regulations, because players in majority tournaments, USBA, AAU, other levels on that, they can play in two different divisions, and it's allowed. It is not illegal in no way, shape, or form. Now, let me go here on this part too, because here's the other thing that I'm getting ready to say. I've received different complaints from people on some stuff on things, and people complain to other tournament directors on stuff, this, that, whatever it is. So here's another thing for y'all. If you would look in the rules, it says if you protest something, if you protest eligibility of a player, if you protest game situation with a referee or anything along that line, organizations have it, the tournaments have it. It is $100 charge to make a protest. If that protest does come in fact to be that it is that situation that you protest, you get your $100 back. That's in the rule book. A lot of people want to protest stuff, but how many of y'all brought your $100 for your protest rule? It's in the rule book, folks. See, this is what I mean by there's so many things that some of y'all want to come running at people, and some people ran the director saying, y'all are wrong, y'all should be, y'all thought y'all supposed to be doing it right, I thought y'all supposed to be doing this the right way, So we are trying to do it the right way. But if you don't come at us that way, and not this the gentleman who I apologize to, he didn't come at me wrong at all. He came at me with the utmost respect ever, and I love that dude. And I will help him forever in life. You got a friend in life in me, bro. If I can help with anything when you ball, you got me for life. I mean that. You can say to my friends, I'm down with you because you know you didn't badmouth me, you didn't talk bad, you didn't come at me with no attitude. You came and asked a real honest, genuine question, and you came as a gentleman. You came as a mature adult about it, and I appreciate that. And see, now let me go back to this, because the other thing, when people go at people and you say, well, y'all supposed to be doing this way, y'all supposed to be doing it that way. We are trying to do things the right way. We are. But also, when y'all come at us, read the rule books. Read the rule books. You come at us with an attitude, you come at us twisted, trying to say this. People make mistakes. We're human. And I'll tell you, I make mistakes sometimes. I'm man enough to admit that. And I've actually gone on social media and apologized to people if I made a mistake. If I see you face to face, I'll apologize to it. And if you have a problem with me, anybody, if you got a problem with me, call me. My number, 864-77, my phone, 864-444-1693. I'll give you my number. You can call me and talk to me. If you have a problem with something I said, something I did, I'm open enough. I'll talk to you on the phone. I'll talk to you in public. We can discuss it, because I guarantee you a lot of times I may say something. Maybe you took it the wrong way. Maybe it was misunderstood and misconstrued the wrong way. And I'm man enough to, if I'm wrong, I'll apologize to you. If you felt like I said something wrong about you or to you or about any organization, I will apologize to you. I'm that kind of dude, because I'm trying to make things work for every organization out there, every organization around. We had a tournament that happened this weekend. I can tell you, I heard about 3 different organizations say they don't want to play with some different organizations, and it wasn't the same organization. So let me say it wasn't the same organization that said this, that, whatever else. I know some people out there, the organizations, you feel like they get a name or get this, that, whatever it is. But I'll just say this. Some of y'all out there that said y'all don't want to play with some organizations, and the name that you mentioned was not nothing but net. I said, I'm saying it point blank. Some of y'all said that, and the name that some of y'all mentioned was not nothing but net. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. All of us are about trying to help the kids, so why can't we all work together? Why can't we all try to do something together and work something right? Every organization has some issues. Every one of them. Every one of them. Because I'm gonna tell you this much: it wanted nothing but net organization parent that said punch a kid in the throat. It wanted nothing but that organization that said knock the kid's teeth out his mouth. And you know what? I wasn't the only one who heard it. It was another parent who heard it this way. And I wish that parent would come on here and say, I did hear an organization say it, and this, that, whatever else. And then because the parent even started talking to me after the thing was said and said, it's just a shame that teams get that deep involved and they want to threaten the child. Now, if they go out on that floor and tell their kid to hit the child, you know it's going to be people leaving out these bleachers coming out here to do something. And now this is adults. Adults. The kids are getting along, but the adults, the ones are. Come on now. I'm talking today. Y'all want to come on here and talk. Y'all can talk to me. I'm okay to talk right now. I got time tonight. We can talk. We can communicate. Let me move on to some other stuff along this line here. I love everybody and try to do the best that I can, whether if you like me or you don't like me or whatever else. I want to address this part here. We put on a tournament this weekend. Me and two other guys put on a tournament. We have tried to make this tournament work in many ways and done many things trying to make this happen. I'm okay with taking the fault on some things. So if anybody wants to blame somebody for something, you can put it on me. Don't put it on any of the other two guys. I'm going to take all the heat because I've been taking a lot of heat anyways. It's okay. I'm cool with that. I'm man enough to take it, and I'll take it, and I'm all right with that. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to say this. Around December 31st, December 29th, December 31st, we had about maybe 6 teams that had signed up in this tournament. About 16. I put out a post saying, I want to give kids an opportunity because we didn't know if we were going to be able to have this tournament or not. I put up a post that said, I want to give kids an opportunity to play in a tournament. These are the grade levels I've got, this, da, 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 da. The reason I put that post up was there were a lot of organizations around we've been trying to get in to sign up to play and whatever else. Organizations wouldn't sign up or waited around, wouldn't sign up, whatever it is. There was a chance this tournament wouldn't even happen if I had not done what I've done by getting these kids together to play and whatever else. And it was one of the greatest experiences that I've ever seen because I'm going to say this, and I want everybody to hear this right now. If you're on, I'm glad you're on. Thank you all for tuning in. I had over 54 kids that do not have organizations that they are with to sign up and play in this tournament. Over 54 kids from grade level 2nd all the way up to 11. From grade level 2nd up to 11. So we talking 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9, 10, 11. Over 54 kids that signed up. We do this tournament. Some of y'all got a problem with that situation. These kids are from, let's keep in mind where some of these kids are from. Blunkville, Bristol, Virginia, Bristol, Tennessee, Abingdon, Virginia, Bristol, Johnson City, Kingsport, Knoxville. Some kid drove out somewhere 3 hours away. It's a couple of them drove 45 minutes away, whatever it is. Yet some of y'all parents and some of y'all organizations want to complain about us me doing this to get kids in. Here's the thing about tournament, Shaw, and every tournament director who's on here, they might not say nothing, but I bet you they're going to agree with me. It's hard to make tournaments happen whenever you don't have teams coming in a timely manner. Most tournaments, in order to do it the right way, need about a week in advance for teams to be committed and signed up. Because they have to make sure the venue's prepared. They have to contact the refs to get the refs in order. They have to do a lot of things with that tournament to get it situated. And two, they want to try to have the schedule out by that Tuesday or Wednesday before the tournament happens. So they need teams to be committed by that Sunday before the tournament, roughly, the Sunday before the tournament. Now, keep in mind, you just heard me say, the week of, we didn't have enough teams to sign up. So my thing is this. If you're one of the organizations that's complaining about the situation, how about do us a favor and sign up soon? Don't ask who's in the tournament. Just get in the tournament and then make an announcement. Hey, we in the tournament. Who want to come get this work and play our team? Hey, we entered this tournament. Who want to come enter it and battle us and challenge us? Come play us. That will limit some of the things because as a tournament, we try to get teams, organizations in for these tournaments on that. And I'm not knocking the individual kids because I'm gonna get on to talk about that in just a minute. But see, some of y'all want to complain about what I did by getting these 54 kids in. They helped make this tournament happen. And I appreciate every one of them kids. So you can hate me, you can cuss me, you can, if y'all want to ban me, you don't want to bring me to no more tournaments ever. It's cool. I'll live with that, but I know what my heart is and what I did was right and one of the right things to do because I gave these kids an opportunity where people, I would say people to an extent, wouldn't support or join in time enough for it to happen. So my hands are tied to an extent of where it's at. I told y'all I'm talking tonight. So Steve, where you at? Let me hold on, Steve. I'll send you the. Let me go click here. Let me go get you the invite here, Steve. I'll send it here. Hold on just a second here. Steve, send me a Steve Harvey, send me a Facebook message here, sir. I'm gonna send this over here to you. Let me see if I can find you, Steve. I'm gonna pull you up, bro. Give me just a second. Give me just a second here. You can definitely come in. Do I have you on my I'll tell you what, Steve. I don't have you on my inbox list, but I'll tell you what to do. Send me your email. Send me your email or text me. Send me a text. I'll see the invite link. You send me a text. I'll see the invite link. I'll invite you on, bro. I told you. If anybody want to come on here and talk, come and talk. We can communicate. We can all talk. I'm open to talk to everybody. I'm not mad with nobody. I'm as happy as can be because I told you I'm gonna talk tonight because I got a couple of things we gonna discuss. And we can definitely go that. Let me pull here. Steve, I ain't forgot about you. You sent me. I'm trying to find you so I can see anything, man. You're not in my messenger group, so I don't. So I'm trying to send it over to you. Give me a second, cause yeah. You wanna talk, bro? I'll bring you in here. We can talk. Y'all give me a second. I'm trying to find Steve on here. It's Barry. Okay, Barry, hold on a second. Because I'm getting ready. I'm gonna send you the link now. I just found you so I can see the link. So give me a second. Give me a quick second, bro. All right. I'm sending you the link now. Then just click that link. You in, and that way, because I want to hear people's opinions. I want to hear people's thoughts, and because there's a lot of stuff I want to discuss here. Because we're gonna talk all the way down the line on some stuff on this part. Whenever, just click the link whenever you come in. And what up, Brick? How you doing, fam? You know me. I'm yelling, talking. You know what it is. We talking youth basketball. all that stuff right there. Shout out to my fam, my cousin, actor Brick Jackson, doing great things out there in California. Love you, bro. Uh, so let me get back to this other part here about team. Do us a favor, and this is any tournament, regardless if it's one I'm doing or one somebody else is doing. Y'all try to sign up early. Get with your parents. If you got to get your money together, whatever it is, sign up ahead of time because it's hard on tournament directors to put stuff together whenever y'all ain't signing up early enough. You wait till the last minute, and then all of a sudden, then you want to fuss complain about stuff, but you waited till the last minute before getting in on the tournament. And see, this is why these other tournaments they do have success because teams sign up early enough to get in them, and that helps because then the brackets can be built right. You're not struggling to try to get teams in, this, that, whatever else, and the brackets can be done the right way, and everything can happen, and things can work out the right way, and all that stuff, and you can have your stuff together. Now, that's what I'm gonna go in on that part. And I'm gonna be done with that. Steve, whenever you come on, we'll chime in whatever part you want to talk about. Um, and I'm gonna say this. Yeah, we all can talk age grade verification. We try to do our best with checking birth certificates, and grades and stuff like that from report cards, where we say, hey, have it with you so we can check to see, have us with you. But here's another way that you can do that to resolve that. And I'll send y'all a link to it. Put your kids up on National Sports ID. It's $10 a year. It runs for a 12-month period. You upload their report card, you upload a copy of their birth certificate, and you upload a picture of your child. And that's an age grade verification form that can be used by, and it is used by majority tournaments. It's used by USBA tournaments. It's used by AAU tournaments. They use the, if I'm correct, the EYBL and UA, all them use them as well. So it is a great way to have your kids verified. And a lot of tournaments should use that anyways, because then you can verify the grades, the age of the child, because you got their birth certificate on there. And you know what? You ain't got to lug around a bunch of birth certificates and report cards because that thing sets up that system where you just print off one sheet and has everybody on there on that part. So therefore, that's that part there for people who don't understand. I told you, we're going to talk on a couple of different things on there, on that part there. I got Brick up here. What up, Brick? Much love. Brock's in there commenting. I saw Brock right down that part. So we're gonna go in here on that part there, and in that section there on that part. So let me go into another stuff on here because I'm gonna talk on a few things, and I'm open for comments because I want y'all to comment. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, and if I make a mistake, I'm man up to it. I'm adult enough to apologize for my mistakes. I'm adult enough to apologize for my errors. And if I did something, and even if it might not have been say, if I'm not wrong, but you feel like I'm wrong, I'm even human and adult enough to apologize to you for your feeling way. Because my intent is not to make anybody feel bad or feel wrong. I'm really trying to do stuff out of love and help. And I'm trying to be an open person about some things and how these tournaments go, how some things happen, and how stuff goes. Now, let me go on here to the next part on here. Brock, Steve Harvey, did you get that contact? Anybody want to join in on this? You can join in on this podcast. If you want to join in, feel free. You can come right in and click. I'll send you the link. Matter of fact, if anybody want to get in on this link, let me just do it this way. I'll just post the link right here for y'all if you want to join in on the podcast. There's a link coming up right now, and you can see the link. Just click the link you want to join in on the podcast. There you go, right there to invite you as a guest. If you want to come on and be a guest, you feel free. Anybody, any organization, any coach, anybody on that part there. Now, let me go here on the next part on this section here. I want to discuss this too about the 54 kids. We had 54 kids that are not part of the organization join in on this tournament this past week. 54 from many areas, surrounding areas. All of you organizations out there, y'all know how many times in the Tri-Cities group I've seen some of y'all. Hold on, now Steve. Hold on a second. Did you click the link? What's your email? I'll send you the email. Let's see if it sends you through that way, and then put your phone in on that part there. If the link should go through on that part, because I did hit the invite button. It should invite you in. You can text me your email, bro. I'll send you the email on it, and you can get in on that part there with it. because I definitely love to have you on if you want to come on, man. I'm more than open to have people come in and talk and in that part there, man. So come on in if you want to come in, talk, communicate. It's a cool deal to do on that part there. I resend it just in case we didn't send the right code. Um, Let me go back here. 54 kids, individual kids, signed up, and I had to create teams with on that part. I think it totaled up and made about 9 different teams. And actually, it may have been, yeah, 50, 54, yeah, 54 kids. Um, 2 or 3 of the kids didn't show up. Sickness, or stuff like that. Okay, somebody's in. There you go. I got you now, bro. Hold on, we putting you in. Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Yeah, doing all right, man. Doing all right. Yeah, it was the link was acting a little funny on my phone, so my bad. So yeah, man, what we talking about right now?
I can't hear you. Hold on, your audio. Hold on. Check your mic.
You
Check your
can't
mic.
hear me?
Hold on, I'm unmuting.
Can you hear me
Can
now?
you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Uh, you got your headphones? Y'all can hear me? Okay.
Nah, I took it
Everybody else
off.
can hear you. I can't hear what you're saying, but everybody else can hear you. Steve, I'm gonna be quiet and I'm gonna let you talk, bro, so everybody else can hear you. I'm gonna put my phone on though,
All
so I can
right,
hear you through that way.
I got you. What was the topic though? What we was you still talking about the same thing? So, since he can't hear me, I'm gonna just say a few things. Hello.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk whatever you want to talk on, bro. Go ahead and talk whatever you
All
want to
right.
talk
So
on.
yeah, I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm assistant coach at a middle school, and I also help out with an AAU team. I do videography for the AAU team mostly. And from my perspective, I know you guys are in Tri Cities area, which is a lot smaller than Knoxville. It's not very much smaller, but um, it's a difference. So like for the tournaments that we go to, they're super huge. There's a lot of college scouts that come out to those tournaments to see these kids. Um, So what it sounds like to me on your end from hosting a tournament, because I've never hosted one, is that you had trouble getting teams to commit and things like that. Um, it could be a couple different factors. I don't know what's going on because I'm not in that little circuit. Um, but for me, I used to live up there. I graduated from ETSU, so for me, while I was up there trying to get my toe in the door as far as trying to coach and trying to I couldn't find nobody. You know what I mean? So there was rec league teams and stuff like that. I would go to games every once in a while when I had free time. But keep in mind this was a few years ago. I graduated 2016. So with it not having the proper turnout that you would have liked to see, is it because there's not a lot of like tournaments being put on in the city that you think is the reason, or is it because of the time frame? Because I think you said it was like December 31st, which Christmas just passed, and then it's New Year's, and Christmas is usually for your kids, New Year's is for the adults. Let's keep it a buck. Um, so for me and how I'm looking at it, uh, people are trying to have fun, whatever. They don't have their mind on basketball necessarily. If that's the case, I don't want to throw a narrative out there and that's not the actual narrative. But that could be a factor. You know what I mean? Is it not enough tournaments going on in that area, or is it because of the holidays? You know what I mean? That could be a huge factor. I know a lot of kids are playing middle school ball, high school ball right now, so turnout's not going to be that great right now. But come spring, when basketball is pretty much over for the high school and middle schools, you should see a better turnout as far as you do host tournaments. Um, but that's what I was gonna say on that. And then I wanted to go back and forth. Whatever else you had to say, I heard you say something about there was a parent that basically wanted to start a fight between kids, and as a person that's a part of a big organization, at least I think it's pretty big. You know what I mean? We don't play in local tournaments. Um, we want to play against the best people because that's the only way that you get better. And so, in my opinion, the best is gonna go play with the best every time, and you're gonna go play against the best. So, with y'all being in Johnson City, Kingsport, Bristol areas, you're close to Knoxville, you're close to Virginia. If your kid has talent, and if your kid has actual talent, if your kid has talent, he needs to go play with the best if he can. Not saying that he should not play with his friends at home. Not saying that you can play on more than one team. And you touched down on that as well, as far as can a kid play for more than one team. I've seen it all the time. Some of the tournaments that we go to, I see it all the time. So to me, it's not a big deal because work is work. You want to get, if that kid has talent, he needs to get as much work as he possibly can. Um, so that's how I feel about that on that part. As far as like I said, the parents starting a fight, you never want to do that. You never want to do that because 9 times out of 10, the kids are not even trying to fight with each other. They may be frustrated with their opponent or something like that, but 9 times out of 10, out of all the big tournaments I've been to, it was always a parent deciding like, hey, he hit my kid too hard. I don't like that. Now I'm upset. Now I'm going to verbally attack this kid that I don't know, knowing that he has parents or family there as well. So you as a parent going attacking, verbally attacking some child is not going to sit right with anybody, let alone the coach and whoever organization. So parents, if you know that you have sort of a short temper or you get upset easily, basketball is a physical sport. There's going to be a broken arm, a broken finger, a bruised eye, anything, bloody nose.
Yeah.
Basketball is a physical sport. If you cannot handle your kid being rough or vice versa, you probably shouldn't be close by. Especially if you know you're going to say something. Um, that's just to make sure that everybody is safe. You don't want to start a situation to where referees getting hurt, children getting hurt, parents, elderly people are getting hurt. You never want to see that. It's not a good look for anybody involved ever. Um, and you don't want stuff like that to be spread. You know what I mean? Like you want to go viral for the right reasons. You never want to go viral for the wrong reason. And 9 times out of 10, anything that goes viral is always for the wrong reasons. Keep in mind what I went to school for is media, so I understand both sides. Some people, like I said, I shoot stuff. So some people that do what I do, they would anything negative, they're that's the first thing they try to put out before they even put a video out or a picture out of a kid, just to get views. So you know what I'm saying? So for them, hey, I'm getting all this traffic. I'm getting all this traffic. All people are, gravitating toward me, but they're gravitating for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's a lose-lose situation because if with you being in Johnson City, Bristol, Tri-Cities area, period, it's a smaller community. Everybody knows everybody. It's harder to do things if there's always a situation involved. If there's always a fight involved, it's harder for you to do things and be able to get other things. You never know what type of opportunities can come just because you decided to host a tournament. And for me, like I've been doing well with this organization I've been with for the past 3 years. The closest tournament that we normally go to every year is the one that's in Gatlinburg in the sports complex, which hasn't really, I don't think it's been out there for that long. I know it wasn't there when I was growing up.
Yeah.
And so to see how it was when I first of all before I even joined this organization, 2 years prior is when I went up there for the very first time. So to see that 2 years and then I graduate, come find this team and decide that I want to be a part of it, and to see how it has constantly developed and all the people has been a real game changer because it lets me know being from a small city, I think Knoxville is small. Um, I think Nashville is pretty big. You know what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, there's not a lot of opportunities in Knoxville. Um, and some people might say to feel the same way in the Tri City. So anytime that there's a lot of money coming to the city, you need to represent in the most humblest way possible. You should want to make sure that nothing goes sideways. Yes, you can't control everybody. Everybody is different. So, but you can at least for an organization standpoint, hey parents, like we don't do this very often. We don't get a lot of things. We're trying to start something big here, and hopefully other people will come along and follow suit in the footsteps. But if fights and things like that happen, then it diminishes what you're trying to accomplish. So that's what I'll say on that, and then I'll give it back to you. I'll just chime in
Yep.
every once in a while, but that's what I'll say on that. And if you have any questions for me, feel free.
But hey, definitely stay in, bro. Definitely stay in because here's what I want to let you know about here too. Because I know you asked about if there's a lot of if there's about the time frame with holiday season and stuff like that, and that was something that was kind of in consideration. But here's the thing: when we were at December 31st, we had 6 teams.
Hmm.
I got together and put together some individual kids and created teams. That gave us 9 more teams. So now we went from 6 to 15. Now
Hmm.
by Tuesday, we were about, well, I'll say somewhere in that time frame. But after that 31st time, we had a bunch of other teams all of a sudden that come in and start signing in. We finished up having a total of 33 teams. So I
Mm.
wouldn't say that it was a thing of people where, and I get Christmas time and this, but it's a matter of, and even on the tournament we've done before, it's a thing where teams wait and they want to say who's in the tournament first. They don't. Nobody wants to enter it first. Is the part of the problem, and then everybody wants to wait till the week of, and it's hard to schedule a tournament when you
Right,
when you wait till I mean, because even with you, doing shooting the games and all of that, if you
right.
got prep time, because you got to have your camera equipment ready, you got to have your
Camera
travel
ready,
equipment
battery
ready.
charged.
So,
No,
and see, this is what my
yeah,
thing is, and I'm saying this to the teams, organizations. Yeah, it's like they got to sign up 2 weeks in advance. It ain't got to be a whole 3 months in advance or 2 months in advance, but at least sign up 2 weeks or 3 weeks in advance because now you giving the tournament time to get a schedule right.
right, and prepare.
And,
Exactly, because there's like referees involved, like you said, referees involved, vendors if you have food and stuff like that. Um, and then scheduling and so that everybody could be on one accord. And I like what you said earlier as far as like having the rules and all that stuff ahead of time. Normally with the tournaments that we go to, they already have that. What's it called, a template. They pretty much have a template that they'll send out or whatever. But they'll send it out ahead of time so that but I think it's also a good idea that they do that for the coaches because you know sometimes the organization owner or whatever you want to call him, sometimes he can't be there. Life happens. But it is important that the coaches know those rules because everywhere that you travel to, if you do travel, it's going to be different. A lot of the tournaments we're in Tennessee, we're in the South. A lot of the big tournaments that I've been a part of, has been in Atlanta, which is kind of like a hub. You know, everybody from wherever south, you can get there, and it doesn't take you very long. You know what I mean, to get back and forth from home. And so it's a good situation. I've also been in tournaments up north as well. Um, you know, everything you got to take everything with a grain of salt. Every tournament is going to be different. Every referee, every game is going to be different. You have to realize within the first, let's say, 2-3 minutes, what kind of game you're going to be having as a coach. Um, so, like I said, I've been up north, been to a tournament in DC. It was a lot of, it was super aggressive, all in your face. You can't breathe. The kids can smell your breath. Is how close they are the whole entire time. Um, Us being in Knoxville in the South, you know, certain things that they do up there, down here we consider that a foul. So, you know, when you're used to a certain thing or a certain standard where you're from, you sometimes forget that, hey, I'm in a totally different place I've never been before. These people don't know me from a grain of salt. You gotta adjust just like the kids have to adjust as far as the parents. Um, so a lot of times with situations like that, I have seen, like, not necessarily my parents, but some other parents, maybe from the same area, where they are like so upset they're basically on the court and the game is done. You know what I mean? Like I said, you never want to have a situation like that, especially if you're playing it. Like for me, we're from Knoxville. You guys are in the tri. You guys was to come down here and play a tournament. Something was to happen. You guys are an hour 45 minutes away from your home. It's not a good situation when there's people that are family, cousins, best friends, grew up all here, all at you guys are by yourself. Same thing with like being at a what's it called? You know, a high school game where it's rivals, and we just don't like those guys. We just don't like. You're at their home. You know what I'm saying? You don't say the wrong things in their place. So it's you just got to take that with a grain of salt and just adjust. Like that's the main thing for coaches. Make sure you do adjustments, man, and let your kids know because your kids aren't always going to realize. Some of them are going to be super intelligent, super smart. They're going to be like, okay, I can adjust. Everybody's game is not going to adjust by themselves. You have to tell them what they need to do in order to get through and to be successful in this game. Um, so that's another huge thing. Never think that you're gonna get the same referees. And referees do remember you. You guys in the Tri Cities, we're here in Knoxville. It's pretty much the same exact thing. Referees are gonna remember you. They're gonna remember you. So most of the time, a lot of the referees that coach in middle school, like I said, I'm assistant coach in middle school. A lot of them, they also referee during the summers in all the tournaments. So if you host a whole bunch of tournaments in that area, or whoever hosts a whole, you know, if there's a whole bunch of tournaments happening in that area and you're not the one that's, you know, running it, 9 times out of 10, it's probably going to be that same referee that you guys are going to get. So if you know, oh, you're terrible, you didn't call, I hate when we did, you know, he's going to remember that. We're all human. We're human. Sometimes we hold grudges. It happens. I've seen it. And it can expand, get bigger, and it creates negativity. Like you never want to do that. So like for me, even though I'm very animated for the most of the part, and my other coaches are as well. So if I see one of my other two coaches getting super animated, I'm gonna be the one to try to calm him down. You know what I mean? So that he doesn't get kicked out. We don't have a bet, whatever. You know, middle school is a lot stricter, and like public school or whatever school is a lot stricter when it comes to that. But when AAU, you have more. You're open. You can have more freedom to do certain things. Yeah, and middle school ball or school ball, you have like a coach's box. You step outside that coach's box, you're in trouble pretty much. AAU is not like that. AAU sometimes, a lot of times, the coaches are on the court, basically defending. He does the six men. So it's an adjust thing. You always gotta be on the move. You always gotta adjust and adapt. Um, but yeah, man. So, but yeah, if you got any questions for me, or I'm on here with you for a minute. I can't see no comments or anything
I
while
tell
you're
you,
live.
well, I'm gonna tell you the other piece I was getting ready to talk on too, because I want to share this part here, so because I know it's something that I want people to know about. And we in this tournament that I just did, like I said, created some teams. Had 54 kids that joined in, individual kids that I
That's amazing.
put on their own random teams to play. Now, some of them didn't show up due to sickness, family issues, or car trouble, or whatever was going on. So I did have to pull a couple of kids from off of like two or three kids, something like that, from off of a team or two to come in and play to just fill games and
Right.
spots. Um, and here's the thing I want to make this known and want to make this clear. Steve, you can chime in this after you hear the kind of the backstory to this on this. Because it's been said that I pulled a bunch of NBN kids to play uh, fill in spots, or a bunch of NBN kids. Please understand this. I only pulled about 2 to 3 NBN kids to come and play that we the same grade level range to come play with those kids. I pulled other kids from Fighting Tigers Elite Squad, about 1 or 2 from there to come play. There was another kid who wasn't even planning on playing and said, "Hey, I know you just need an extra person to fill a part, fill a role." Kid had on jeans, little girl had on jeans, said, "I want to just play anyway." And I let her in to play. Now, here's the thing. I let the main kids who are on there play, and these 1, 2, or 3 ones either just made the fifth person for that team, or they were the sixth, seventh person to just give the other kids who were playing a
A
chance to get
breather.
a water break so that they could breathe. Because let's face it, now, Stevie, you've done basketball, follow whatever else. Kids who haven't been in these types of tournaments and stuff, they get tired, they get winded, they need a water break. I pulled other kids out, just a few, not many, other kids out to come in and just help out, fill in a little bit, and I put the other kids back on the floor once they got their water and they were ready. All that stuff there. But people are wanting to run around and tell a rumor that I use all of these nothing but net kids, all of one organization kids,
Mm.
and put a bunch of them in numbered pennies to play spots. That is not the case, folks. That is not the case. I brought in a couple of little kids, and I brought some from different organizations in that I went around and asked. I said, "Will you help me out right now? Because we just need to fill this so the other teams can play their games." I brought them in so other people to fill it and play those games or whatever it is. Somebody said that's a lot. I don't know who it is, but I can let's pull it up and see who it is, because I know what I did, and I know how many kids I had. So I'd love. I don't know who that is on there, but I did bring in a couple of kids to fill in to do those spots to help kids out.
Right.
And I know how many kids I had. I've got the list right here. I could pull it up. Um, it was ask Shane Bricky. Oh, he said the rumors are a lie. Okay. I can't see the name. I can't see the name when it just says Facebook user, because I'm running this on multiple pages. But you can ask Shane Bricky, because his son came in and helped out for a couple of games. And Shane Bricky is not an NBN player. His son plays with Tigers Elite. You can ask Jordan. And so I'm just clarifying this so that you all know. So when y'all run and talk and say Lily only did this and Lily only did that, no, I did something so these kids could play the game. So
Right.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. All of y'all organizations who are fussing about that situation, you had 54 kids in one building, and a lot of y'all post in Tri-Cities basketball. A lot of y'all post on social media. We need players. We looking for players. We're short of kids. I just provided y'all an opportunity with 54 kids that you could have talked to. And you cannot tell me there was not one, two, three, four, or five, or maybe even six kids with the potential. And let's
Mm-hmm.
get even more. Some of them were second grade, third grade, fourth grade, so they're not going to be very talented because they're young and new. But those are kids who could have. Those are people, teams that could have said, let's go reach out to these kids and talk to them because they don't have teams to play for. We need other kids in our organization. And for anybody that don't know it, you can ask some of these parents that played. I mentioned talk to some of these organizations that are here because they can maybe get y'all on a team because there's a lot of people looking for organizations for their kids. But y'all want to knock me. Y'all knocking me for making an opportunity for every one of these organizations to get a chance to get some of these kids and give them an opportunity to play. Kids who want to play and are looking to play. I don't, and I know you, and you know, like I was saying, you don't. Tournaments normally don't make these opportunities for individual kids. It's people put, I'm doing tryouts, I'm doing this, we're looking for this. I put 54 kids in one building with an opportunity where teams could have talked to them and actually said, hey, we like the way you play, or we see your hustle, or we see how your parents act. We would like you to come talk to our organization. Maybe you can come get with us and join us. But I'm the
You know
wrong
what?
guy. Go ahead.
You
Yeah, I'll
know.
let you talk.
You know what you sound like? Guess what you sound like? You sound like a college coach.
What's that?
You sound like a college coach. Everything that you just said is exactly what a college coach would do. So, like I said, I'm a part of a organization. We're sponsored by Under Armour, so we go to all Under Armour tournaments. You know who Brad Stevens is? Um, for those of you who may not know who Brad Stevens is, Brad Stevens used to coach for the Celtics, Boston Celtics. Youngest, one of the youngest coaches to ever coach for the Boston Celtics. He's now their GM. Brad Stevens has been, ever since I've been a part of this organization, Brad Stevens has been at least one of our games every single year. He's coming to high school kids, you know, the top players, whatever. He's coming to high school games that are, college coaches are there. Plenty of them. Some that you've heard of, some that you haven't. Exactly what you just said. You sound like a college, like maybe a mid-major, maybe a D2. That's exactly what you just sound like. I've talked to some of these coaches. I've talked to Jawan Howard, Bruce Pearl, Buzz Peterson. I can keep going, but that's exactly what you sound like. You sound like one of those colleges that you may not have heard of, or they might not get a lot of recognition, but besides their small community, hey, I like the way your kid play, or I like your game. I think I can have a chance. I would love to talk to you. Have you come play for me if you think this was. That's how that happens a lot of times. Um, but yeah, man, that's a huge accomplishment for you to go from like 6 teams. Let's say they had 7 kids. You had 54 chime in because you thought you were gonna have to cancel the whole tournament, and then you get to have it. That's a huge thing. So for anybody that's complaining, in my opinion, just needs to hush. Um, I wouldn't worry about no rumors talking bad about you to the day. We've had discussion before. You know how it goes. Um, Me personally, I try not to care what people think of me. Just like you, I'm here for the kids, man. I don't care. My main thing is to get every kid that I've touched and actually had conversations with into school. That's my goal. Anything they do outside of school, whether they get to play in school, if they don't get to play, as long as they go to school, that is the goal. Basketball is a bonus. If they play outside of college, whether it's overseas or in the NBA, that is a bonus. send me some tickets, but that's a bonus, you know. But like, yeah, man, we here for the kids, man. We want to get them out of our small towns so they can actually see something different, see people that don't look like them or didn't come from the same background as them, and find some type of common ground with people that they don't know. Um, they need to leave where they're from. Being living where you from is a trap. Like, even I didn't move back. I feel like I'm trapped and not like I've had some opportunities to go different places and do other things, but and yet I'm still where I am. You know what I mean? But I'm still working on myself. I'm still, even though I'm working with these kids and I'm putting some of my personal stuff to the side that I really want to do. I enjoy it that much and I'm passionate about it that much that I'm gonna put my personal stuff to the side so I can try to help at least 1 to 10 kids. You know what I mean? Personally, 1 to 10. No, because the organization is, we got a lot of kids. Um, so also, anytime that we're not playing in a tournament, if our kid wants to go play with another team, or if they're traveling to somewhere he wants to go and play, 100% we are okay with it. No, no problem. Let us know how he did. You got footage? Let us see, you know, how he runs with some other kids that he's never played with before, or he's not, you know, the chemistry's not there. Let us see how he looks. That's the type of question that should be asked. Not, oh, he played with this team, why is he with them? First of all, why does it matter? Why does it matter? We are all here to get better and to applaud on our team and sometimes the next. Like I said, I coach at a middle school. I have kids. I'm from Knoxville. I have kids damn near at every middle school and high school. So anytime we play them, first thing that I do is I go find my player. There you are. Hey, come here real quick. I don't care whether the coach likes it or not, because you don't have him. You can't get to him like I can get to him. Hey, come here. If you do not come out here to play, just know you getting chewed out after this game. And it's not gonna be easy. You know what I mean? I'm hold all my kids accountable. Um, I don't care if you're the best player to the one that never gets more than 30 seconds in the game. All my kids are going to be held accountable. And a lot of times, I don't think they're being held accountable. So sometimes, you know, your coach is your parent. You know, a lot of times we don't know what's going on behind the scenes or at home. We don't know the whole family, you know, things like that. It could be a grandparent that's raising or a sister that's raising. We don't know these things unless they're told to us. You know what I mean? So we can only put so much into a kid outside of the parent or outside of the guard. Um, but that's what you know. That's what we're here for. We try to help as much as we can, you know, um, without going overboard. But as far as the people that's worried about a kid playing on multiple teams, they should be. Why is that an issue? You should feel like your team is better. You should want to whoop whoever gets in front of you. That's how you should feel. If a parent is telling their kid anything outside of that, is a problem. Because what happens when you get to middle school and high school, you're playing kids that's 9 times out of 10 older than you. College, sometimes they're going to be older than you. NBA, Udonis Haslam, LeBron James, Udonis Haslam just retired at what, 40? You know what I'm saying? So it's always going to be somebody older. It's always going to be somebody younger than you. It doesn't matter. You came out here to play the game. Play your game. It don't matter who's in front of you. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about it. That's how I grew up. You know, it doesn't matter who's in front of you. I've been playing against adults since probably like 5th, 6th grade, man, like real adults, and no, they're not taking it easy on me. They're throwing jabs, elbows, and you best believe, since I'm young and I'm a little kid, I'm gonna throw my jabs and elbows too. I'm trying to make it hurt because I'm scrawny. So, it don't matter how old the kid is or how many teams the kid play for. It's all about the work. If that kid's trying to get work, why do you have a problem with that kid trying to get work? It's all about work. We all trying to get better at something. So that's how I feel about it. You got people. Some people got to change their mindsets, man. It's too much stuff going on in the world to always be putting negative stuff out there. Like, you don't have to put negative stuff out there on another kid or whatever the case may be. But like I said, that's just how I feel. I would like to know how you feel about it as well. Like I said, that's just how I feel. I would
But I think that I always say this, and this is where I look at things. If a if a player has the ability and there's a team or organization calling them to come play, I always tell them, if there's a chance for you where you can go play somewhere and it's a team better than what we are, go play and learn. Because here's my thing: if I got a player and I know my level I'm at, we do AAU, we do USBA, we do the T in Knoxville. We're going to be going to do big shots in Gatlinburg. So we'll probably see your squad out there. But if I got another organization reaching out to one of my players to tell them to go play for CP3 or any like of these UAA teams and stuff like that, I'm gonna tell my player, look, you better pack your bags and you get with your family and y'all better go. If they can take care of y'all uniforms, your hotel, or whatever they can do, and let's get you on a bigger platform, because at the end of the day, you still representing some of where you came from. I know where you started. I just hope you carry what you learned from us and take it to a next level, because now you're also a testimony for what we did here, what we built with you.
Exactly.
We helped groom you to get you right. But if you reach these levels, I'm a proud coach, and I hope it's gonna be proud parents who are gonna be like, hey, we encourage you to go up to that level. I tell players to go move yourself up. If you got teams trying to move you down, or if it's somewhere where you ain't gonna benefit from it,
right?
I say I don't really push for that. But I want the players to play as much as possible. If they're going across the board, if we're not playing and they want to go wherever, I'm for that. Hey, go over there, go out of town, play a little bit, whatever else. But don't go play somewhere. And I say this to parents and players, and please understand this. Don't go play somewhere where you got teams who are trying to hurt you. Don't go play somewhere where you got teams who are using you for the person to get beat up, get hurt, get injured, because now you're messing up your chances. There's a reason why some of these NBA All-Stars don't just go always going to an open gym playing ball. You know what I'm saying? They go to certain places. And these college kids be real careful on that part. And that's where I feel about that. Go and extend yourself. I want you to grow and build, but I want you to be careful about where you go. Play as much as you can to have fun, but just be careful of where you're going and what you're going into or whatever it is, because like I know, Steve, you got some of these teams say, oh, we're going to pick them up just so we can injure this player, because we might have to play him down the road, just like our people do. Everybody ain't trusted. I mean, I hate to say that, but I've seen it in youth sports, I've seen it in adult sports, and this and other stuff in life on that part there. There is something else I do want to go here, and I want to address this while I'm talking on this, man. And I do appreciate you being here, bro, because we got to talk a little bit on some things. And anybody else want to come in on here, you can get in on this feed, and you can chop it up and talk with us as well on this part here. Now, I know a lot of people, and I'm going back to the tournament that we just had this weekend. Some people were upset about the brackets, upset about the way the brackets went, this, that, whatever else. I did try to put the brackets together as best as possible. Now, here's some things that played a role in that. And this is what everybody needs to understand and listen to this. And this is part comes from Tournament Direct, wherever it is. Some of the teams that joined in put their certain criteria. We can't play. We can't play no earlier than this time, but we got to leave by that time. And that puts a lot of things when you got 2 or 3 teams or 3, 4 teams putting that parameters in there where we try to work the stuff on that part there. So some teams had to do a different version of their bracket play, and that's how it worked out on that part. Now, you also have some things where, and let me say this, and I'm just going to say it point blank. I know a lot of people will say they hate certain teams and whatever else, and all this, that, whatever else. NBN's coach, Sammy Fugate, contacted me. Sammy actually wanted to play up in the 8th grade with his 7th grade team. He did not want to play his 7th grade girls in the 7th grade division co-ed. He wanted to play up. It became a meeting with myself and the other tournament directors where we determined you're going to leave the 8th grade bracket the way it was, because of the way whatever it was with some team schedule and stuff like that. So they didn't play up. So anybody who fusses about a team playing down, I'm letting you know this. Sammy actually contacted me, and I got the text message. I'll show you the screenshots where he said, I want to play up in the 8th grade boys division. I want to have my girls play the boys division. So he was not trying to play his kids down. He was actually trying to play his kids up and let his 5th grade girls be the sole NBN team in the middle school division. So there's 5th grade girls playing 6th, 7th, 8th grade. So just to clarify that part on that part, and that's not trying to take up for nobody. That's just the facts. And,
Right.
and you know, so he's always trying to play his kids up more than anything, because he tries to make his kids better, because that's why they go out and they go play against 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade teams, because it makes them better. So when they go to these bigger tournaments like your AAU World Championships or your TN Miracle or the Gatlinburg Big Shots tournament, they go play in the tournament. They're going to be more competitive against those other elite teams that are out there on that part. And this ain't trying to take up for Sammy. This is just telling you it is what it is, and that's just a fact of that. And
Right.
I'm going to say this. This was not an NBN geared or NBN favorite tournament. It also was not an Abingdon favorite tournament, because I heard some parents talking about, oh, the referees are just working this for Abingdon, this. Look, the tournament and the tournament directors are supposed to pay the referees. Now, here's the thing. Some of y'all complain and say it was an NBN favorite tournament. That's far from the case. Y'all say it was an Abingdon favorite tournament. That's far from the case. Y'all complaining it's 2 or 3 different things, and it ain't neither one of them, but y'all just want something to complain about. Because here's the thing. I can't control everything with the refs. Some calls I didn't agree with. Some I agree with, some I didn't. There's some of y'all who calling some things from the stands, and y'all don't even know what you call them. Because you don't know the rules. Let's go to a referee clinic. How about we do that? We spend money. If we can get 3 or 4 referees, and a few parents are willing to do it, somebody find me a venue, I'll rent a venue. Let's do a 2-hour referee clinic at a gym, and parents be willing to come to learn and see the rules of the referees. How about y'all do that? Let's really do that. So everybody, and coaches, I would highly recommend coaches to come to it, because you need to understand the rules of the game if you're gonna call out stuff and you're gonna yell at, cuss out referees and fuss at referees.
So
see, back in our day, people used to go to coaches clinics and coaches camps to learn a lot of stuff. So I said some of the refs need that thing. Well, there are some that probably do need it too. I agree. There's some refs who need to go back and refresh. Some of you go back to refresher classes on that. So I'm not gonna act like it ain't. That's true. But that's so I'm bringing this all full circle so you all know and understand this. Because here's the thing. I enjoyed all the teams that played and participated. I enjoyed the kids, the individual kids that played and participated. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna tell you something I really love that I saw, and this is what shows me a lot of heart about stuff. The coach from Abingdon, I believe his name is Jesse. His team was up by like 2 points. The team from Tennessee Fighting Tigers Elite shot the ball at like 1 second left. The kids shot a 3. It bounced on the rim, and then fell off. That kid was so hurt and heartbroken. Now Jesse's team won, the Abingdon team won, but he went over after shaking hands and had a talk with that kid, and he actually cared about that kid so much and talked about it. That man almost had tears in his eyes. And it was his team that won, but he cared about that kid of that losing team so much in that moment that he almost had tears in his eyes. That's the kind of coaches that I want around me. That's the type of people I want around me, because somebody who shows they're passionate about that. I
Fact.
also saw Sean Banks. I'm gonna call you out right here on this because I saw this too. A kid from the other team got hit or something in the auxiliary gym. The kid got hit in the nose or something like that. Sean walked across from his bench for his team, was opposing team, walked over to check on the team, walked over to check on that player. That's what I'm talking about. All them coaches who do those types of things, that's what because you care about the kids. You care about the kids, and I love that. And I want to give y'all a shout out, and I want to give y'all your flowers, your roses, as they say on that part, your flowers on that, because that's what I'm talking about, because you care about that. And also, I like too what I saw. Now I know in Tennessee Tigers Elite, I'm gonna say this to y'all on that part. The parents were upset with the referee, but the coaches looked at the parents, said, "Hey, we're not gonna do that. Y'all quit that. Let's keep your heads up. That you shake hands. We all right. We ain't gonna cut up. We ain't gonna do that." I appreciate that right there too, as well, because that showed people who caring and doing things, because you got it, and that's good things that happen, because it's like, hey, we still gonna keep our heads up and do stuff. Things happen. Calls ain't gonna go your way. Everything's not gonna be right. And most of all, man, the kids had fun. You said it best. The kids had fun. A lot of times, the kids have fun. It's the parents. It is the parents sometimes that make it more of an issue than the kids do. Mm-hmm. It's sad on that part. And I guess maybe I'm a little bit different because, I played school ball. I played college ball. I played minor league professional. I even own the minor league professional team. So I guess I look at some things a little bit more, but I'm sure that others out there who may not have done as much, but done other stuff, you got to look at things from the bigger picture. It's not just about the kids in your community that go just to your area. It's about all of these kids. All of them. I want to help kids in Tri-Cities, in Knoxville, in Virginia, Tennessee. As many as I can help, it's going to speak more volume for these overall kids. I don't want to see just one go to college. I want to see 10, 12, 15, 20, 30 pursue their college dreams, playing college sports, or go into coaching, or go into broadcasting, or man, who?
Right. Right. I mean, you pretty much said it all, man. I 100% agree. And I'm just double down before I get off here because I got to work at 7 in the morning. But exactly, pretty much everything you just said. For one, I'm gonna just hit on a few points. For one, if your kid has the talent and teams are asking for him to come play, especially big teams, let him go. Go with him. Let him go. Let him experience it. That's the first step in the whole recruitment process, is that right there. You already getting recruited and you're not even in the right stages to start really getting recruited. So you already seeing certain things that you're gonna get prepared for later on. Second thing I want to touch on is what you just said as far as with the coach. That's what we do. That's like one of the main things I do specifically. Not only do I talk to my kids and the kids that might be on some other teams, and I'm coaching against them, but I always let them know how they did, what they should have did, what they should work on, things like that. And I always find at least one or two players that stood out to me, and I go let them know, hey, where's your parent? First, I want to at least talk to the parent before anything. Go find your mom. Go find your dad. Tell them come here real quick, just for a quick little second. I'm not going to. Hey, ma'am, how's it going? Or hey, sir, how's it going? Just want to say your kid did a great job. I like this about his game. He should work on this. Is he a part of an AAU team? If not, you should get him on one. You're not doing nothing in the summer anyway. Besides my family vacations, why not, let him train, let him get better, instead of just sitting in the house on the game all day on his phone, not doing nothing, getting lazy, getting in shape. So yes, they need to be constantly playing. Tennessee is behind when it comes to a lot of things. And I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but up north in certain areas down south, the kids play all year long. So even though they have middle school or high school ball, they're also going out of town or they got a tournament somewhere local or not too far away with their AAU team or just with the team period. They're just playing. So they're playing all year round, playing more than one sport, football, basketball, or baseball and basketball, or soccer. And, it's all year round. Whatever sport it is, they need to be playing as much as possible. Yes, you take your breaks, take your vacations, do your family things, and all that good stuff. But outside of that, they need to be playing. You don't get in no trouble while you playing. You learning life skills. You learning the game of basketball, the real game. You can actually get what's the word, like training, what to look for, things like that. That happens when you're constantly playing. Um, and it only happens when you're playing people that's better than you. On the other point I wanted to hit on is you said something about your one of the coaches wanted to put his team a grade above. If you have a team that can play up, they need to play up. I don't care if they play up and lose every game. If they're competing, if it's somewhere close by, you're not losing by much, you're not getting blown out, they need to play up. Um, so like I said, organization I'm part of, they're pretty. We're the only one I want to say in Tennessee. The closest, the biggest team that's next to us that I would think would be in Memphis, Tennessee. As far as like a circuit team. For those that don't know about circuit teams are pretty much as a sponsorship from a bigger organization. So there's Adidas, there's Puma, there's Nike, Under Armour, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Um, a lot of times in these big tournaments, some of those teams will play against each other, but toward the end of the summer, Nike team only plays against Nike team, Adidas against Adidas, or whatever, whatever. But that's where all the college coaches come out. So if your kid has real talent, try to find him a circuit team to be a part of, as well as playing locally at home. Because some circuit teams, tournaments are far between. You might have one here and then another one 3 weeks later versus your local team will have one every weekend. You see what I'm saying? So it's give him as much opportunity to be seen, as much opportunity to play against different people and different types of players. Um, Now, for example, we had a kid. He was an eighth grader. He's from Virginia. He was playing 16U the whole year, the whole summer, as a starter. Um, he picked up 3 Division I offers after this summer. Eighth grader. Not only did he pick up 3 Division I offers, he was the main guy on one of the main guys, number two, really. He was the number two guy on his he was the number two guy on his 16U team as an eighth grader and picked up 3 offers. I can't say or speak on the rest of the people on that team, but I want to say maybe 2 or 3 other guys got big or really nice offers. This is an eighth grader playing kids 2, 3 years older than him and shining and making a name for himself. Um, do I think he got these offers based off his talent alone? I want to say most of it, yes. But also knowing some of the things I know, how I look at it as a coach is he's getting this offer because he's able to keep up with these kids that's way older than him. I'm gonna give him this offer now so he'll remember me later down the line. We gonna wait this one out. We gonna see how he looks down the line. And I can say I was one of the first ones to get there. Um, so I for the parents that, like I said, if your kid has real talent, try to get him on a circuit team, try to get him playing in some game every weekend. There's even been a time where our older team didn't play, but there's a brother. He come to watch his brother play. Well, there was a team, and we were playing in Atlanta. There was a team in Atlanta that picked up the other brother. The other brother didn't even have shoes. He didn't have shoes or anything, so he had to go get shoes. But they paid him. You know what I mean, for like saving his butt because his point guard went down. You know what I mean? And we are now in the era of where kids are getting paid to play basketball. For those for those that don't know, look up OTE. It's in Atlanta. These are high school kids getting paid to play basketball. They're still going to school, they're still getting their education, and they're playing against the best competition. And they're getting paid to do it. So they're going NIL deal before you even get to college. There's a kid I met 3 years ago when I first started coaching or helping out, whatever you want to call it. He decided to go to OTE and play. I just found this out literally this week. His contract was for $165,000. $165,000. I haven't seen $165,000 in a year, so that's a lot. That's a pretty nice piece of change right there. You know what I'm saying? He is now on a two-way contract in the NBA. He plays with the Milwaukee Bucks. So you never know. Everybody is not college material. You know what I'm saying? Like some people might not want to go, and that's okay. That's also okay. But there's other avenues if you want to continue playing ball. There's different things that you can do if school's not the thing. But my thing is I'm pushing school to all my kids. I want you to have something in writing with your name on it saying that you have these credentials and you have these skills to be able to do whatever it is that you want to do in life. But I just wanted to put that out there because a lot of people don't know of these new situations, these new opportunities that's coming along. So I stress this. I really do. I feel like East Tennessee, from Chattanooga to Bristol, I feel like a lot of kids have a lot of talent that's not being seen. So you guys have to go and put your kid, if they have the talent, they have the ability, they have everything besides the eye test, and only you got to be seen to be able to be seen. You got to put them in front of people. You got to put them in front of the best competition. The Big Shots tournament that you mentioned, I've seen it grow. I've seen it develop. It's becoming a bigger thing. What I saw last year compared to all the other years alone, I mean, I'll give you an example. Eli Ellis, if any of you guys know who that is. Um, he's not to bring race into this thing, but he's a cocky white boy, and I love that about him. He's a shooter. He reminds me of like a Steph Curry. Like there's no bad shot with him. He plays at OTE. When I seen him, he was playing 2 years up. So he was playing against our 17U group. He's 15. His younger brother, who was 14, was also playing on that team. Do you know that those two kids outshined everybody? The whole tournament. Outshined everybody. Looked like studs. Like they were playing cone drills. That's what I like to call when, it's clearly that this kid does not belong here. Cone drills. You playing against cones. This is a warm up. This is light work. So you never know. You never know who might come to your city. Like I said, with you hosting this tournament, that's why I asked the question that I asked earlier. As far as, is there a lot of tournaments going around in that area? Is there teams coming in? That's why teams might not commit or might not. They want to see who's all in there. They want to see if the competition's worth it. Whatever the reason. I think it's mostly because of the timing. Because I don't know. I'm not up there. I'm not in those circles. But I would say it was probably the timing was the thing, and I'm not in any Tri Cities basketball like pages, but I am in one in Knoxville area. So I see a lot of people from Tri Cities, Greenville, Kingsport, Morristown. I see people in these groups asking, "Hey, is there teams? Is there tryouts?" And I see teams, "Hey, we have tryouts this day. We have trainings this day." We have, I see it all the time. So the opportunity is there, the options is there. You might not like certain thing over here, but you might like something over here with this person. That's okay. Because deep down inside, for everyone that loves this, they want to see the best come out of your kid. Is the best way I could try to put it. You know what I'm saying? So if, like how you mentioned CP3, we had a kid go to CP3 and play. He didn't get a lot of the same opportunities that he was getting with us. And we actually chimed in for a few games, and he didn't look great. He actually digressed. So that's another example. Your kid could be really, really great on your team or in your area, but once he gets to the next team, he could be average or below average. So that's also you might have to have that type of conversation with them as well. But in my opinion, it's good for them to see that. I feel like no kid should feel like, I know I'm the best unless they truly are. You know what I mean? And so in order for you to truly feel like you are the best, you got to be able to go to another state, another city, dominate that area. They need to know your name throughout besides your community. Um, and I think that's about it for me, man. I think I said all I need to say. But yeah, man, I'm glad that I finally got to chime in with you on this basketball topic. I see you posting all the time, so I try to comment when you say something that hits home for me. And anytime that you plan on going live again or wanna, I love to join again.
Hey, I appreciate that, bro. Definitely appreciate that. Appreciate you being on. And I know you do awesome photography, video work, and all that stuff too, man. So much props to all you doing. We're gonna definitely have to connect soon on some stuff, man. And wishing you and your organization the best as well. In all that y'all do, man. Hopefully we'll get together, link up, see each other in some tournaments. Because I'm working on some things around here, and we're trying to get our I'm working with boys, but I know some other teams have girls still there. But I'm trying to get a lot of these kids from around this area because I want to get them an opportunity where they can go out and play against some of the teams like what you all are involved with those, going against some of those elite teams and these terms where some of these elite teams come over and play into when they're not doing the Nike and the UAA and the EYBL deal. So we trying to get some of these kids over here. And like I told the kids, you need to go out there and at least get that chance. I know there's a lot of parents and organizations around that always say, we're not good enough. We're not ready for that yet. Well, here's my mindset. I would rather go take our kids and go play in some opportunity tournaments like that. And we might get the breaks beat off of us here and there, but they can learn to compete. That's my thing. Give heart and compete. We're going to take something back home that we learned to work with and grow on.
Exactly.
And I want the kids to be able to compete and do stuff. I'm not expecting them to go out there and win against these elite teams, but I want them to go out there and challenge them and make it work because it shows them where they can step up to and where they can be at and experience how it is in these other tournaments. Just to me, and this is just me, my opinion. I know other people are going to disagree with me and whatever else. Just playing local rec league ball, if you are really trying to be a baller, does not get you to where you need to be. It can be a training ground, the starting point. But you've got to move up at some level. You can't keep saying my kid ain't good enough whenever you want to tell your kids, I want you to be the best that you can do. I want you to be the best that you can be. I want you to go all out and give your all effort. But then yet still when it comes to these tournaments, nah, we ain't good enough. They ain't ready yet. I mean,
Right.
which way is it gonna be? And that's probably the way I'm gonna end this conversation on that right there. You know what I'm saying? It's I wish everybody well, wish everybody blessings. And once again, if anybody has a problem with what I've said in this, what I've said in a post, what I've said, whatever it is, my number is 864-444-1693. Or if you see me out in public or you can message me, I'd love to talk to you and communicate and talk to you because obviously some either got miscommunicated or you might have took something the wrong way because all I'm doing is trying to help these kids grow as much as possible. I'm not perfect. The tournaments I do are not going to be exactly perfect, but I'm going to try my best to make it right and make it fair. And I'm going
Right.
to make it fair amongst every organization. If I can make it fair and honest across the board on that part, then I'm doing my job of what I can do. Now, keep in mind, man, Steve, you said this earlier. The refs. Once you get refs in, whatever it is, I mean, that as it plays out, I don't make the calls on the floor. That ain't my job. My job is help put the tournament together, help get teams in, situating that part there. You bring refs in that are hired in to do their job. We hope the rest of they work what they need to do. If they don't do the work that they need to do as far as calling the games fair, or if they're not actually participating in the game, then that's something that can be changed. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I feel on that part there, and I want to wish everybody the best and wish everybody much success in all that goes on. And I mean, and if y'all want more tournaments in the area, leave a comment, make a post, leave a message. Tell us that you want more tournaments in the area. Tell us the things that we can try to do to make it better. We're trying to get strong on the age grade verification with National Sports ID and get more teams to sign up on that. But see, it's hard to get teams to sign up on it whenever teams don't even want to pay entry fees a lot of times. They want to try to get the cheapest entry fees. Okay, if you want to save on the entry fees, then sign up on the National Sports ID to get your age grade verification in place and don't try to cheat getting teams in. Don't try to cheat teams in. Don't do it the right way. And that way, age grade verification deal verifies the age of the player, verifies the grade of the player, and puts a picture up of the player. So you can't cheat. Be honest with it and do it the right way. And then you ain't got to worry about teams doing it across the board. But there's some teams out here that want to try to do it alternate ways and won't do those types of things in order. And that's where we have problems at. But Steve, man, I thank you for coming on. I know you got to get some sleep, bro. You got to get some rest. Thank you so much. I'll definitely get on with you for some other stuff, man, in the future, man. And anybody who wants to come on and do a podcast, y'all want to talk, let's talk. If you want to talk basketball training, sports, pictures, we'll even do something, Steve, maybe talk about videos and how important videos are and stuff like that for kids and all that stuff that plays a part on that part. So thank you all so much. Y'all have a good night. Love y'all. I know it's late for some of y'all, but just remember today, making it great. Love y'all. Take care and wish you all well. Thanks, brother.